So, been experiencing a little bit of ankle pain from sitting down to do the studies. So I thought I'd try this, where I stand up and then kneel down to write down my answer. Okay, so chapter 5 is straight line graphs. The line through -1, 5 and 3, -3 crosses the x-axis where? Okay, so we need the gradient of the line first. So we're going to do the change in y over the change in x. So that would be 2. So y equals 2x plus c. And then we'll use 3, -3. So c is -9. So y equals 2x minus 9. So 9/2. So the line passing through -1, 5 and 3, -3 passes through the x-axis at 9/2. Right. Where does the line through 1, 4 parallel to the line 2x minus 3y equals 6 cross the y-axis? It's parallel to 2x minus 3y equals 6. So find the gradient of that line. That line has a gradient of 2/3. So y equals 2/3 plus c passes through 1, 4. So 4 equals 2/3 plus c. So c is equal to 3 1/3. So 3 1/3 is where the line that passes through 1, 4 and which is parallel to 2x minus 3y equals 6 crosses the y-axis. Okay. How far is the midpoint of negative 2,1 and 4,9 from the origin? All right, first find the midpoint. The midpoint is 1,5, and that is root 26 from the origin. So root 26 is how far the midpoint of negative 2,1 and 4,9 is from the origin. Find the area of the triangle formed by y equals 2x at 6 and the two axes. Okay, so it's y equals 2x at 6, so it'll be from the bottom left to the top right. It'll cross the y-axis at 6. It'll cross the x-axis at negative 3. So 3 times 6 divided by 2 is 9. So 9 is the area of the triangle formed by y equals 2x at 6 and the two axes. A tank falls linearly from 50 litres at t equals 2 minutes to 30 litres at t equals 6 minutes. At what time is the tank empty? Okay, so it dropped 20 litres in 4 minutes, which is 5 litres per minute. At 30 litres, it has 6 lots of 5. So we have to add on 6 extra minutes to the timer, which is 12 minutes. Okay, so at 12 minutes, the tank, which has 50 minutes, at 12 minutes, the tank, which has 50 litres at t equals 2 minutes and 30 litres at t equals 6 minutes, will be empty. Find the y-intercept of the perpendicular bisector of 1,2 and 5,10. Okay, so we need the midpoint of them first. what is the midpoint of 1, 2 and 5, 10? The answer is 3, 6. Now we need the gradient between them, between 1, 2 and 5, 10. So do change in y over change in x. So that's 8 over 4, which is 2. And now do the reciprocal of that, negative reciprocal of that, so that's negative a half. So y equals negative a half plus c. And use the point 3, 6 to find c. Six equals negative 1.5 plus c. So c is 7.5. So that's the y-intercept. Okay, so the y-intercept is 7.5 of the perpendicular bisector of 1, 2 and 5, 10. Okay, great. So we're now on chapter 6. Great. What is the greatest y-coordinate on the circle x squared add y squared take 6x add 4y take 3 equals 0? Find the center, find the radius. Add the radius to the y-coordinates of the center. Okay, so get it in circular form. So x take 3 all squared plus x plus 2 all squared. The center is negative 3, 2. We need to take away 13. And we already have negative 3 on the end. So the radius is 4. So the center is negative 3, 2 and the radius is 4. So the greatest height is 6. Okay. So the greatest height, no. What did they say? The greatest y-coordinate is 6 of the circle x squared add y squared take 6x add 4. There. A circle has a diameter from negative 1, 2 to 5, 10. Find its radius. If that's its diameter, then we need only find the distance between them and then half it. And those points are negative 1, 2 and 5, 10. Okay, so the diameter is 10, so the radius is 5. So the radius is 5 of the circle, which has a diameter defined by the points -1, 2 and 5, 10. So in the circular equation, let y equal x at k. So x at x at y, or x squared at x at k all squared equals 8. So 2x squared at 2kx at k squared equals 8. Okay, and we need what? We need that discriminant to equal 0. Okay, so that will be the square of 2k minus 4 times 2 times k squared take 8. It seems kind of complicated for that. Okay, so, you know, this is kind of like too general that you're thinking about it. Notice that the circle is centered upon the origin, and the line is 45 degrees inclined. Take advantage of the geometry of the situation. Okay. All right, so find that point right there that you're visualizing. Okay. So the radius of the circle is root 8, which is 2 root 2, and then half that and we get root 2. So you're talking about the point negative root 2, right? Now what? Okay, so, well, we have the equation of the line right there. All right, so root 2 equals negative root 2 plus k. So 2 root 2. Oh, that's way simpler. Okay, so 2 root 2 is the value of k when y equals x at k is tangent to x squared at y squared equals 8 and k is positive. Yeah? Okay, great. Find the y-intercept of the tangent to x squared y squared equals 20 at the point 2, 4. Okay, then find the gradient from, it's an origin-centered circle. So connect the origin to 2, 4. Find the gradient of that line segment, which is the gradient of the radius. So that would be 2. And then do the negative reciprocal of it to get the gradient of the tangent, which is -1/2. So y equals -1/2 plus c. And then sub in 2 and 4. So 4 equals -1 plus c. So c is equal to 5. And that's the y-intercept. Okay, so 5 is the y-intercept of the tangent to the circle x squared y squared equals 20 at the point 2, 4. A circle through 0, 3 and 6, 3 has its center on the x-axis. Find its radius. Okay. Passes through 0, 3 and 6, 3. Okay, so its center is upon the x-axis. So what does that mean? That means that it has the form x minus a all squared plus y squared equals r squared. We already know the values of those points. So substitute them. So a squared plus 9 is equal to r squared. Okay, that's true. What else? Oh, darn it. No, I can't solve that. Okay. Circle through 0, 3 and no. A circle through 0, 3 and 6, 3 has its center on the x-axis. Find its radius. Okay, so that's actually a chord, isn't it? Yes, that's a horizontal chord. Oh, and it must be between 0,3 and 6,3. Oh, I know what it is. It's 3. 3,0. Okay, so what's its radius? The distance between 3,0 and 0,3. Right? Yeah, right. Okay, so what's that? 92. Just do it, make sure. All right, fine. 3 squared over 3 squared is 18, and then it's the square root of 18, which is 3 root 2. 3 root 2. All right. Okay, so 3 root 2 is the radius of the circle that passes through 0,3 and 6,3, and which has its center upon the x-axis. Okay, next chapter, algebraic methods. Okay. Simplify 2x squared, take 5x, take 3, all over x squared, take 9. Okay, factorize numerator and denominator. The numerator is 2x add 1 times x take 3, and the denominator is x add 3 times x take 3. So we can cancel x take 3 on the top and bottom, so we get 2x add 1 over x add 3. Okay, so 2x add 1 over x add 3 is the simplification of 2x squared take 5x take 3 over x squared take 9. Divide x cubed take 7x take 6 by x take 1, right? Wrong. Divide x cubed take 7x take 6 by x plus 1. All right, fine. All right, so at first you get x squared. That's obvious. Bring down x cubed plus x squared. Take that away. And we get minus x squared. Divide x into that. Minus. Multiply by minus x now. Minus x squared minus x. and then take that away. So we get minus 6 on the end, minus 6 x. The amount of this that goes into that is minus 6. So x squared minus x minus 6 appears to be the answer. So x squared minus x minus 6 appears to be what x cubed minus 7x minus 6 divided by x plus 1 is. Find k given that x plus 2 is a factor of x cubed at kx squared x add 8. Alright, if x plus 2 is a factor of it, then substituting negative 2 should yield 0. So we get negative 8 to start with. Alright, so we have minus 4 for a constant. And 4k minus... Then 4k minus 4 is equal to 0. So k is 1. K is 1. So k is 1 for x plus 2 to be a factor of x cubed at kx squared, add 2x at 8. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Write 3 over x minus 1 minus 2 over x as a single fraction with a factorized denominator. Very well, I shall times the first one by x over x and the last one by x minus 1 over x 1. So we have 3x minus 2 times x minus 1. So x plus 2 on the numerator. X plus 2 on the numerator and x brackets x minus 1 on the denominator. Okay, so that was unusual and probably wrong. X plus 2 over x brackets x minus 1 as the simplification of 3 over x minus 1 minus 2 over x. Find the smallest positive integer n for which 2n, find the smallest positive integer n for which 2 to the n minus 1 is, that's very important. Alright, fine. Find the smallest integer n for which 2 to the n minus 1 is not prime. Okay, so the answer, I mean, if it's the integers, and if we restrict the primes to being positives, well, I mean, the answer is simply 0, right? Because 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, and 0 is not a prime. But they say smallest, so it's kind of ambiguous. But just for fun, let's check anyway. So you would have 0, 1, 3, 7, 15. So yes, it's tempting to say 4 because of 15. And also it's tempting to say 1 because you get 1. But I think the answer is simply 0. Okay. What is the largest integer that divides n cubed minus n for every integer n? Right. The largest integer that divides n cubed minus n for every integer n. Wouldn't it just be the integer itself? N cubed minus n? That's my guess, but maybe that's nonsense. I mean, of course, n cubed minus n factorizes as n times n to take 1 times n plus 1, but whatever. Okay, great. Chapter 8. The binomial expansion. In the row of Pascal's triangle which begins 1, 9, what is the third entry? Okay, so here's the thing about Pascal's triangle. Just think of the row that goes 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Now, the third entry there is 10. a lot of people think that the third entry is in that row 1,5, that it would be the fifth triangle number, but that's not true, because the fifth triangle number is 15. So it's actually the triangle number that's just before it. So we're looking at the 8th triangle number here, which is 8 squared at 8, or divided by 2, which is 36. Right? Right. So 36 is the third entry in the row of Pascal's triangle, which begins 1, 9. Evaluate 10 factorial divided by 8 factorial times 2 factorial. Okay, so 10 factorial over 8 factorial is just 10 times 9. But then we have to further divide it by 2 factorial. In other words, we have to divide 90 by 2. And so the answer is 45. So 45 is the answer to 10 factorial, all divided by 8 factorial times 2 factorial. What is the coefficient of x squared in 2 minus 3x all to the 5? Okay. You would raise 2 to the power of 3. You would raise negative 3x to the power of 2. And then you would multiply the whole thing by 5 choose 2. All right, so that would be, so looking at the coefficient, that would be 8 times 9. And what is 5 choose 2? The answer to that is 10. So 8 times 9 times 10. So 720. Okay, so 720 is the coefficient of x squared in 2 minus 3x all to the 5. Find the fourth term of 1 add 2x all to the 6 in ascending powers of x. Okay, because it's in ascending powers of x, and it's the fourth term, it will actually be the term which features x cubed. All right, so you have to do what? Well, you have to cube 1, then you have to cube 2x, and then you have to multiply that by 6 choose 3. Right, cubing 1 does nothing. Cubing 2x gives us 8x cubed. And 6 choose 3, what's that? The answer is 20. All right, so it's 20 multiplied by 8x cubed, so 160x cubed. Okay, so the fourth term in ascending powers of x of 1 add 2x all to the 6. Where are you? Is 80 x cubed? No, that's not right. Okay. Right, okay, so I'm feeling that this has to be done again, because this is not certain. Right, so try it again. Okay. Find the fourth term of 1 add 2x all to the 6 in ascending powers of x. The fourth term will be the x cubed term. So we have to cube 1 and then cube 2x, and then multiply by 6, choose 3. Oh, I see. It's 20, not 10. So the answer is 160x cubed. Okay, so 160x cubed is the fourth term of the expansion of 1 plus 2x all to the 6 in ascending powers of x. Okay. Use the first 3 terms in the expansion of 1 plus x all to the 5 to estimate 1.02 to the power of 5. Alright, so the first term is simply 1. So we can ignore that. The second term is 5, choose 1. Alright, so that has the effect of turning it into 1.10. And now the third term. So we have to be careful about this. So what happens? Okay, what happens is 0.02 gets raised to the power of 2, and then that gets multiplied by 5, choose 2. And what is 5, choose 2? 5, choose 2 is 10. And what is 0.02 to the power of 2? 0.004. No, 0.0004. Alright, then times it by 10 and we do get that. Okay, fine. So so what's the real answer then? Well, it's close to 1.1040, right? Okay. Okay, so that's an estimate, but I think that 1.02 to the power of 5 using 1 add x all to the 5 using the first 3 terms in that expansion is 1.1040. Okay? Okay. Oh, great. Okay, so where was it? Oh, this one. Great. All right, so just for a break, we'll just do some arithmetic. It's completely meaningless, but it's just for a break. Okay, 45 times 16, 720. 85 times 12, 1020. 65 times 24, 1560. 125 times 88, 11,000. 1,250 times 48, 60,000. 2 times 49 times 50, 4,900. 5 times 23 times 20 times 3, 6,900. 8 times 13 times 125, 13,000. times 25 times 7 times 4, 8,400. 625 times 9 times 16, try again. 625 times 9 times 16, 90,000. Okay. Okay, where is it? Oh, I see. Here it is. All right, so we'll try this now. That one's done for now. Okay. (16 to the 3/4 times 8 to the negative 2/3. Okay, 16 to the 3/4 is 8. And 8 to the negative 2/3 is 1/4. Their product is 2. So 16 to the 3/4 times 8 to the negative 2/3 is 2. Factorize completely 18x cubed, take 2x. Factor out 2x, and we get 2x brackets 9x squared, take 1, and that factorizes further into 2x times 3x plus 1 times 3x minus 1. So 18x cubed, take 2x, factorizes fully into 2x times 3x add 1 times 3x, take 1. Try again. Simplify root 50, take root 18 plus root 8. Root 50 is 5 root 2. Root 18 is 3 root 2. And root 8 is 2 root 2. So 5 root 2 take 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2 is 4 root 2. So root, so so root 50 take root 18 plus root 8 simplifies fully to 4 root 2. Rationalize the denominator of 4 over 3 take root 5. Okay, so times the top and the bottom by 3 plus root 5. And on the denominator we get 4. Now that will cancel out with the 4 that's on top. And so we simply get 3 plus root 5. Oh no. Have I forgotten it? Maybe. Rationalize the denominator of 4 over 3 plus root 5. And we get 3 plus root 5? That doesn't sound right. Well, the beauty is we can actually check. Right? Okay, fine. The actual answer is 4 over 3 root 3 take root 5. That simplifies to 3 plus root 5. Okay, good. A projectile's height is given by h equals 4t, take t squared, take 1. Find the exact values of t when h is equal to 0. Find when the projectile has a height of 0. Now, the trap here is to think that the height is 0 when time is 0. But that's not the case. So, 4t take t squared take 1 equals 0. Right. So t squared take 4t plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so use the quadratic formula. T squared. Wait, did I read that right? H equals 4t minus t squared plus 1? No, that feels wrong. Okay, fine. Projectile's height, h. Come on. Projectile's height, h, is given by h equals 4t minus t squared minus 1. Find the time t when the height of the projectile, h, is equal to 0. Okay, fine. So 4t take t squared take 1 equals 0. Turn everything positive for convenience. So t squared minus 4t plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, and then solve by QF. That's strange. That's not right. That can't be the case. T squared minus 4t plus 1, that can't be factorized. I know it can't. Okay, so square b and we get 16. Then take away 4. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so it's 12. Okay. No, it's not. Minus 4 times 1 times negative 1. No, times positive 1. Okay, so it is 12. All right, fine. So square root of 12 is 2 root 3. All right. So 4 plus or minus 2 root 3 all over 2. So 2 plus or minus root 3, right? Right. 2 plus or minus root 3. Now think about what you're saying there. No, that makes sense, because that makes physical sense for a time. 2 minus root 3 is possible, because root 3 is 1.732 approximately. So when the time is t equals 2 plus or minus root 3, a projectile whose height h is modeled by 4t take t squared take 1 has a height of 0. State the coordinates of the maximum turning point of the curve y equals... You've forgotten it. No, I haven't. Y equals 10 minus 6x minus x squared. You sure? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, fine. We're just going to use the line of symmetry, okay? Which is minus b over 2a. Okay, so that's going to be the negative of negative 10 over 2 times negative 1. So the negative of negative 10 over negative 2. Right, so that's negative 5, yeah? Okay, negative 5. And then substitute it in. Can you do it? Yes, I can. Six plus 10 plus 25. Wrong. 6 plus 10 minus 25. Right, so minus 9. Okay, fine. Then the turning point is minus 5, minus 5, minus 9. I think. Okay, so I think that minus 5, minus 9 is the turning point of the curve y equals 6 minus 10x minus x squared. Oh no, that's totally wrong. You got them the other way around. Okay, so do it again. Do it again. Okay. State the coordinates of the maximum turning point of the curve y equals 10 minus 6x minus x squared. Use the line of symmetry, which is minus b over 2a. So in this case, what will that be? Oh, okay, fine. Okay, memory is starting to fail. Right, so I need to break.